Hi everybody, welcome to my bedroom floor. I'm not doing a weekly reading update this week because I've had quite a busy week and I haven't read as much as I wanted to, so there's not really a huge deal to update you on. I've listened to a little bit more of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall autobiography, and I'm nearly finished The Burning House by Neil Spring. I think I should finish that tonight, and then I'll probably do a separate review for that one. But what I thought I'd do today is just show you the books that I'm planning on reading over the next few months. What I've been doing this week is I've been packing up all of my TBR shelves ready to move next month. But you know what it's like, you have this little panic that you're going to have nothing to read. So I have a box here full of books that I am keeping handy. And yeah, I just thought I would show you what I decided to keep out, and everything else I've boxed them up in order that I want to read them because I don't know when I'm going to be unpacking them. The house I'm moving to is slightly smaller than this one, and I've got this panic now that actually I won't be able to have all of my bookcases, even though my partner insists that I can, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, so apart from the ones that I showed you in a previous video for Non-Fiction November, actually I'll just show you them quickly, but I won't tell you about them. So we've got Miranda Seymour in Byron's Wake. I Am Haunted by Zach Bagans. Sorry about the light, guys. I bought one of those little ones that fit onto your phone and it's like the brightness of 1,000 suns. Another Miranda Seymour, Mary Shelley. Another Miranda Seymour, In My Father's House. And The Secret Library by Oliver Teal. I think that was it for the physical copies of books. They're the ones that I'm currently reading as well. So at the moment I'm still finishing off Cousin Phyllis by Elizabeth Gaskell. And Death Note, which I don't have to hand, obviously I'll show you. Oh, and Great Expectations, which I haven't read any more of. It's bad, isn't it? Looks good, I just haven't. So many books, so little time. And V-Wars, which again I haven't picked up since my last update where I told you I've been reading V-Wars. So I was trying to choose things a little bit by season. So I've got Midwinter by Fiona Melrose, which was all over BookTube a while back, and I was absolutely desperate for it, so I bought it last year and never touched it. I can't even remember what it's about now. I remember I absolutely must have it, and I must have this cloth-bound edition as well. So it says, for 10 years I'd shirked the memories. I always felt them scratching at the darker corners of my mind, still feral, but sitting on a tree stump in the gathering dark, all of it. The space, the fear, the sorrow, all seemed to find me again. It was as if the past 10 years I'd only been standing still and I was back in a mess with a boy who only sees ghosts. I think it's set on a farm. Yeah, they're Suffolk farmers living together on the land their family has worked for generations. They're haunted there by a past they have long refused to confront. The death of Cecilia, beloved wife and mother, when Vale was just a child. Both men have carried her loss unspoken until now. So yeah, but yeah, it was all over the place. Very much looking forward to that one. Then I've got 2 P.G. Wodehouse. So the first one, I believe, in the Blanding series is Something Fresh. Yeah, this is the first Blandings novel in which P.G. Wodehouse introduces us to the delightfully dotty Lord Emsworth, the boneheaded younger son, the Honourable Freddie Threepwood, his long-suffering secretary, the efficient Baxter, and Beach, the Blandings butler. I read loads of P.G. Wodehouse in my teens, and I bought a set of the Blandings books. I think there were 9 books for a treat for myself when I finished my degree. So I thought I would make a start on those. So Something Fresh, and then Leave It to P. Smith. And then I've got Charlene Harris, Day Shift, which is the second in the Midnight Texas series. I bought the books when the show started on TV. I read the first one and then just didn't continue. So I'm hoping by doing it this way and just having them like in boxes that actually I'll get through my books, because I have a ridiculous amount on my TBR shelves. I had no idea. Like, I thought it was bad, but Christ, it was really bad. I think there's about 8 boxes worth of books that I haven't read. Joanne Harris Chocolat, that'll be a reread. Ali Smith's Autumn. Again, I got this last year. I got it at an event and I met Ali Smith and got it signed, which was lovely. And hearing her read from it, I was so excited to get to this. And again, it just goes on the shelf and I forget. So my plan is I'm just going to like work through a box and then get the next box and work through those and just not look at my other ones until I've done that. Let's see how long that lasts. Christmas in the Snow by Karen Swan. I've heard good things about Karen Swan, but I've never read any of her books. I'm not sure if I'll like it because I generally, I don't really like chick lit. But sometimes I feel like being really girly and trying it, and then I realise I'm just a sad little geek that likes her video games and stuff, and not really into the whole clothes and makeup and aren't men wonderful, isn't romance great thing. Anyway, let's not write this book off before I've even started it. In London, the snow is falling and Christmas is just around the corner, but Allegra Fisher barely has time to notice. Allegra's pitching for the biggest deal of her career and can't afford to fail, and when she meets an attractive stranger, Sam Kemp, on the plane to the meeting, she can't afford to lose her focus either. She learned to shut off her emotions long ago, and only her sister and best friend Isabel knows why. But when Allegra finds herself up against Sam for the bid, their passion quickly turns sour. Okay, and it goes from like London to the Alps. With glamorous locations and heartbreaking twists, Christmas in the Snow is all you need in your stocking for a truly decadent Christmas holiday. The perfect gift, even if it's just to yourself. Yeah, not the sort of thing that I usually pick up. I don't know how it's ended up on my shelves. Don't remember buying it at all. And it's not that somebody's bought it for me because it's used, clearly used. I have no idea. I don't know. Must be a ghost. Gets that Vegans in. Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, because I've been meaning to read these forever, but they're massive and scary. My partner, who doesn't really read, has read every one of the Game of Thrones books to date and loves them. So I don't know what's taking me so long. But I'm the same with the series. I've watched the first episode of Game of Thrones 3 times and the second episode twice. So I think, you know, by 2030 I might have finished the first season. You never know. And then Christmas again. A Merry Christmas and Other Christmas Stories by Louisa May Alcott. The only thing that I've read of Louisa May Alcott is Little Women. And I love that. I love that book so much. So I'm looking forward to this. I've been saving this for the last year for Christmas. And then Night of the Living Trekkies, which I showed you in a previous book haul. And yeah, I can't wait to get to this. So this goes in the first box to read. And then more Charlene Harris, the True Blood books. I bought this set about 5 years ago. I've read the first book when I was on holiday last, and that was about 3 years ago. So I really do need to crack on. So the first book, Dead Until Dark, I read that. And then you've got in here Living Dead in Dallas, Club Dead, Dead to the World, Dead as a Doornail, Definitely Dead, Altogether Dead, From Dead to Worse, Dead and Gone, and Dead in the Family. So I'm looking forward to these. I really like the TV series, and I enjoyed reading the first book. It's nice and light and easy. I'm looking forward to seeing what the characters are like in the books as opposed to the series. Apparently Eeeeek is quite different, so we'll see. He's my favourite from the series. This I'm looking forward to. It is by Italo Calvino. Sorry if I butchered that. If on a winter's night a traveller. One of those nice vintage red spines. You go into a bookshop and buy If on a Winter's Night a Traveller by Italo Calvino. You like it, but there is a printer's error in your copy. You take it back to the shop and get a replacement, but the replacement seems to be a totally different story. You try to track down the original book you were reading, but end up with a different narrative again. This remarkable novel leads you through many different books, including a detective adventure, a romance, a satire, an erotic story, a diary and a quest. But the hero of them all is you, the reader. That sounds amazing. I'd never heard of this book before until I picked it up in a charity shop. I've never heard anybody talking about it. But for it to be in this sort of vintage series, I'm guessing it's a pretty big deal, but it's just passed me by completely. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that one. Sorry. Next in the box is Gervais Finn, Trouble at the Little Village School. This is the second in the Village School series. I read the first one, well, I can tell you exactly when I read the first one. It would have been around June last year because I was pregnant at the time and couldn't really move very far, so it was very much just me and a book. And it was nice, like a cosy kind of read. This woman takes on a job as principal in a little village school, and the council want to get the school shut down, and obviously she doesn't want that. So it's about getting like the students back into the school. And there's lots of other little things going on. I'm really explaining this badly. Quite a nice little story though. And then Wolf Winter by Cecilia Eckbach, which I've heard really good things about. Looking very gothic and perfect for this time of year. And then finally Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Jane Austen and Seth Graham Smith. And I found this copy in a charity shop again, and it's just such a nice edition. It's got one of those little cloth bookmarks in there, and it's illustrated as well. So I think this is a really sweet looking edition. And it is about Pride and Prejudice and zombies. It does exactly what it says on the tin. I haven't read the book before. I've seen the film. It was okay. I do like a zombie film generally. Zombies are my creature of choice when it comes to movies. But yeah, looking forward to that. So that is it. That is box one. As I said, I don't think I'm going to unpack my books, in a hope that that means that I read them rather than just buying a billion more. And if there is anything else that I want to read in the meantime, I've got about 500 books on my Kindle that I haven't read yet. I'm not allowed anywhere near Kindle daily deals anymore. And Audible, and there is this thing called a library, which I'm going to try and use a bit more. But yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've read any of these, let me know what you thought of them. If there's anything that you would recommend to me, let me know. I'll be getting it from the library, not the shop. But yeah, thank you very much, and I will chat to you again soon. Okay, bye!